you said on your Instagram post, a year and a half now. So you're a big time vet over there. So but yeah, tell us how it's been, man. Just how has it been, making that transition to now being a full-time guy? Because obviously last year, you were only taking games on the road, but now you're doing everything. So just how has that been for you, making that transition?
Yeah, I said in that IG post, I said year 1.5 because it sort of felt like last year was almost like an appetizer because, Mike was doing the home games and what a way for him to finish his run as the voice of the Celtics, 43 years and the last one is with a championship. So it was fun to be on the duck boat with him. That was probably the highlight of last season. But doing the road games, sometimes there would be 2 weeks where I'd go by without doing a game and, wouldn't really see the guys on the team. And it was kind of hard to get into a rhythm. This year has been awesome, like really great. Feel like we're in a nice rhythm on the broadcast. The team is nasty again. We don't lose very often. People tend to think the announcers are better when their team is winning. So that's nice. I've stepped into a great situation. If I were calling I don't want to throw any strays out here,
607
but
Celtics.
yeah, sure. Maybe like a team that wasn't quite as good from our history,
Yeah.
then I don't know. It might have been a little tougher to step into that, but it's been an incredible experience. Like it is a dream job. And Ray, you mentioned that I do some ESPN stuff as well. What I've always wanted to do is be the voice of a team and do some national stuff on the side. And very blessed to be able to do that. And it just so happens that I'm working for the best franchise in sports. That's the best team in the league right now with the best fans, plays in the best building, and is in the best city. So it worked out pretty well.
Why do
Yeah.
I think that you were about to say the New England Patriots? And I saved you by saying 06, 07 Celtics. It felt like that, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, if I were working for the Pats right now, that would be ugly. I don't think anybody would like me
Yeah.
unless I got to call the rise of Bazooka Joe as he
Yeah.
turns into the next Hall of Fame Patriots quarterback.
Yeah. Touche. Now you mentioned that you always wanted to become the voice of a team and doing some national stuff on the side. When you're taking over for a guy like Mike Gorman, right, who's been here, like you said, 43 years, and he is a staple in Boston. What type of added pressure is that? Does it alter your preparation at all? I'd be interested to hear your take on that.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I imagine it's not quite as much pressure as being a new dad. And congrats on that, by the way, Mike. But it was the first time really in my career where I felt like real scrutiny because, I graduated from college 5 years ago. My first job was in Birmingham, Alabama, doing, local sports on the CBS affiliate there, which was a great first job. And I was really lucky to get it. But there were a lot of times where it felt like if I made a big mistake, nobody would see it. It was a good place to learn and, get my feet wet. And then I went to ESPN and, working for ESPN is a dream too, but I was doing pretty low profile events that again, it didn't feel like that many people were watching. And like if someone doesn't like the way you call their team's game, they might send you a tweet, but then they'll forget about you the next day. You kind of parachute in and parachute out, I guess.
Right.
I guess that's not possible, but you leave. So then, you're working with the Celtics and you're doing the same team over and over again and the fans start to know you. And I think that's the gift of working with a team is you get to develop a real relationship, not only with the people around the team who play for the team and coach the team and work for the team, but also the fans. It's a very intimate relationship. And if you do the job well, they feel like they know you. They feel like, you're their friend and they enjoy watching the games with you. So anyway, Mike was a master at that because Mike is incredibly genuine. I think anyone who's had the chance to meet Mike would tell you that he's exactly who you hope he is based on who he is, when you're watching the game. He's the same dude when you meet him. He's super cool. He's super smooth. He's incredibly humble. And I think, I don't know if it surprises him, if that's the right way to put it, but the fact that people stop him and say, like, you're the only voice of the Celtics I've ever known in my entire life, that doesn't affect the way he treats people at all. He's still the same guy. So when I was walking around with him and I would see that happen, it was a little intimidating because I'm like, I do kind of feel like Mac Jones trying to follow Tom Brady. Now, hopefully this goes better than that did. But it is a lot of pressure, man. It's big shoes to fill. It's a legend. And, people expect a certain standard from this position.
Yeah.
So last year, I put a lot of pressure on myself and I feel like I didn't do a great job of managing it because I was trying to walk this fine line between being myself, which was, the most important thing and the biggest piece of advice I got from everybody I talked to. And it was a lot of people. I was looking for advice from pretty much everyone,
Mhm.
but also, do right by Mike and not make it too jarring of a transition. And, he and I have very different styles. So I was like almost trying to mimic him while remaining true to myself. And that was hard. And I don't know if I did a great job of it. So, this year being full time, it's been a lot easier. And I also feel like I'm just more comfortable in the role. And a big part of that is, meeting people at games and hearing positive feedback and hopefully, starting to take the first step toward reaching, what Mike achieved, which is having
Yeah.
that great relationship with the fans.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I think that you're very well on your way, and that's why I wanted to have you on here because, like I said, I listened to you on the radio. I'm not the radio on the on the road broadcast last year, and I was like, man, like I said, he's younger, but he's got it. Like, it's not, not that you need to hit that validation for me, but it's like you got it. And it was like, I think about Mike Gorman, obviously, might listen to him too, and everyone else that's on the show, I listen to it. The call I think about Mike every time and I was about 12 years old when this call happened, but they were on the road. This is in the middle of the Lakers three-peat, and we were out in LA and they were killing us in the first half. Like, Shaq dunking over everybody, Kobe shooting fadeaways. And Tommy's like, we're going to win this game. We're going to win this game. And lo and behold, they get to the fourth quarter. They mount this comeback. And Antoine Walker hits a ridiculous shot off the glass. And you just like, Antoine Walker off the glass. Got it. Celtics up by one. And I'm like, so that's always etched in my mind. I think your Pritch Please is going to be something that people remember going forward. I think the yes, sir on Tatum's game winner this year is going to be something that people remember. So the fact that I can already put it out there for you being in year 1.5 lets me know that you're going to become the next staple. And I'm saying that now before someone says it at year 20, or I'm saying it now at year 1.5. So I wanted to give you those flowers now because I think there's more to come from that. So I had to put that out there.
Well, thanks, Ray. And now you'll have the receipts if anyone questions if you
Exactly.
I honestly, man, I really hope you're right. Like I joke with Mike, like I'm coming for his record. I'm going to try to get 44. I'm going for year 44 so I can break his record. But in all sincerity, like if it's up to me, I'll do this job until I retire. Because there's no reason to leave. It is the best organization in basketball, and basketball is my favorite sport. And I love living in Boston, and the fans are incredible. So why would I ever want to give that up? And I appreciate you saying that, Ray, about, how you think I've done a good job. And just so you know, like that validation means a ton to me because, the fan base opinion is the most important thing to me. Like I want Mike's approval. I want Scal's approval. I want Abby's approval and our production team. And I want the fan base because the most important thing is that we can enhance a fan's experience when they watch their favorite team. And that's really why I kind of felt anxious going into last year. It's like, damn, man, if people don't like me, then I'm gonna detract from their enjoyment of their favorite thing. It's not like doing a podcast where if someone hates what I say, they can just turn it off. Like they're gonna watch the Celtics regardless. And it's on us to enhance, not detract from their experience. So I put a lot of thought into it and definitely felt a lot of pressure, but more so last year. And this year, I feel really comfortable and I think we're in a great spot. And hopefully, coming on a big time show like this will just help. We'll just help the fan base get some
bright
buzz
lights.
Bright lights, baby. That's right.
Well, I do want to say it's very noticeable your effect on Scal on the calls too, because over the last couple of years, Scal has always been like the wild card with Mike, and I think he was playing that part on purpose, right? But between like with you two, the chemistry is just there. Like it really is, and that's hard to do. That's not an easy task. So, and I don't think that happens if you're not the right guy for the job. I also think that the stigma of the person replacing like a legend is really I think it's gone away nowadays because sports fans want their content whenever they want it, and they want to hear it from people that they can relate to. And you sound like us. You are our age, right? So it feels like one of us is calling the game, which is it's a great time to be a fan. So like you should feel really proud about that. Not that you needed this Mike's validation.
I do. I do it. Honestly, man, Money Mike, it means a lot to me that you would say that. So thank you. And working with Scal has been one of the true joys of the job. And I think to be honest with you, I think he's a big reason why I got the job because for whatever reason, we just hit it off from the jump. We met like 2 minutes before we did the audition. I think Scal did 10 or 15 maybe auditions for the next play-by-play announcer. And I'm pretty sure we were the first, like I was the first one he auditioned with. So maybe that gave me a leg up. I don't know, because he did the audition on the same game with everybody. So, and we did it live. It was the second round against Philly a couple years ago, Game 6 in Philadelphia when Joel Embiid no-showed. Shocker. Thanks,
Love
Joel.
that.
And Jason Tatum, I don't think he scored in the first 3 quarters.
Well,
And then
he
over in the
no
fourth.
showed for a little bit. Then in the fourth
Right.
quarter, he reminded everybody who he was for a second. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then Game 7 was when he had 50. So Game
Yeah.
6 was when we did the audition together, and we met like right before we went into this little podcast studio to tape our demo, and it went extremely well, I thought. And he's been super supportive, and I don't know what it is. I don't think we're, long lost cousins or anything because I don't have any red hair. So I don't think we're related, but sometimes it kind of feels like it. He says he's like my uncle and I'm like his nephew he likes hanging out with. I think that feels pretty fitting. And the cool thing is, Scal and Abby too, and the people on our pregame and halftime and postgame show, we have like a legitimate, I would say, camaraderie. We actually enjoy hanging out with each other. Like we're going out to dinner tonight because we like
Nice.
hanging out with each other, and hopefully that translates to the broadcast.
Yeah, we
No,
had
no,
Abby on. Sorry,
that's good.
Ray. We had Abby on like 3 years ago, and within like 20 minutes, it was like we just felt like you knew her your entire life. Like
Yeah.
if she doesn't like somebody, you have to be a real bad person. That's all I would say, because she's just so nice to everybody. Everybody.
Abby's a legit sweetheart.
I mean, listen, Embassy Boston has been great to us. Like Abby Forsberger's come on here. You're the latest, the great share presence. So listen, we love y'all. I the only person we haven't gotten is Scal. So and Kayla too. So Kayla's new, but
Yeah.
it was just like So I was like that. You guys have been great. You guys have been gracious to answer the call every time that we've reached out. So you guys have become a big staple, not just with the Celtics, but with us on here as well. So
Yeah. Well, hey, Ray, if you want to get Scal on, I hope you got some cash lying around because he's got a fee. He's always got a fee, bro. The best you're going to do is a cameo.
Well, we can swim that, I think.
Yeah, no, it's like, no, I'll just have to say hi to him at the game. No, it's okay. It's all good. One day we'll get there.